Alrighty guys, I'm Casey and welcome to a brand new episode of Modded Survival World. Last episode we built up this slime farm over here that is now generating us slime and magma cubes. And we are slowly but surely stocking up on those. And it looks like we still have a few spawning down here. So today what I want to do is I want to deal with a couple of these mob farms, because right now they're very rough. We talked about having rough edges in the last episode, you know, and we definitely do have some rough edges here. So I'd certainly like to start stocking these up a little bit more. Well, not stocking them up a little bit more, but making them look a little bit more just better than what they already do. And the other thing we set up last episode was this creeper, witch, and ghast farm. Here we are, look. Got 2 for witches, because witches are generating us more stuff from what the other 2 were. We're getting gunpowder from the creepers, which we're also getting from the ghasts and ghast tears as well. Yep, we're also getting these potions now, which we've only managed to get 1 potion of healing, but eventually they'll overstock and we'll get them into the shop and whatnot. Although, what I want to deal with today is actually bringing this part of the city more to life. Bringing these, you know, we go in these and they feel pretty plain and boring once we're inside, you know. And there are a couple of things that I want to fix. For example, this Enderman farm. This Enderman farm isn't isn't running at maximum efficiency, because each of these take 15,000. Really? I thought that was taking a lot more. Oh, no. We took out the capacitors in these bottom ones, didn't we? Yes. But when we've got the ogdatic capacitor in here, these are running at more energy than what we can put into them. So, I think what I want to do today is I want to deal with a couple of things. One, I want to deal with the sounds of this, because this is a very sound-intensive area, the mob farm area is. And it's also pretty rough, you know, it's not done down here. So there's a couple of things that I want to do. First of all, I want to get rid of these levers that's in here. I want to move the levers over and into the factory. Right? But before I actually move them over here, I want to decide, like, how am I going to run those conduits? And I think a sewer system would be pretty cool. Having, like, an underground road underneath the road. So I want to get that sort of somewhat in place. And I also want to bring down the basements of these houses a little bit more as well. So I think I'm going to get some work done on this Enderman farm. I think I want to obviously bring the sewer system out this way. But I also would like to bring this down a couple of levels, just because we don't have much room here. So I think I'll bring this down to, I don't know yet. But I'm going to get a little bit of work done on this. I want to add rooms down here. 1 room for the killing. And 1 room, obviously, for all of this. So I think I'm going to bring this down and get to work on that. And when I've got a bit of progress update to show you, I'll bring you back for an update. Welcome on back, folks. And you may notice that we have a bunch of trees here. And I want to show you the 2 different types of trees that I'm using for this build. First of all, we have, if I just switch this to vein, grab this, we have the willow wood, which makes this really nice kind of green planky texture, which reminds me of the green that Endermen have around them. Then we have this over here, and this was a royal pain in the rear end to get a hold of. I can tell you that. So this is dark wood, and this has a really lovely purple texture that kind of reminds me a bit of the Enderman texture. So I thought, you know what, I want to spruce up the inside of that house to look a bit more like something that would resemble being an Enderman farm when we're inside it. I am debating having the roofs, changing the roofs now, and having this wood on the roof, and then having like different coloured roofs for each of them, just to break up the same variant. But I'm not 100% certain if I want to do that or not yet. I think I've got to toy around with the idea. Maybe I'll change the Enderman one, leave the Enderman one changed, and then go back and see what I think. I think it might also look a little bit better on the map. Not that map, let's use journey map. I think it might actually just break this up on here and make this sort of look like a bit like a mob district. I mean, it is a mob district. I was thinking of making it look sort of like dark and more worn out than the rest of the place, but I don't know. I don't know if I want this to all look like one medieval city, because I think that'd be really cool, or if I really want to make this something unique or not yet. So I'm undecided on that, but I have been playing around with the inside, and I haven't finished it yet, but I did want to bring you back to show it you. But first, let's talk about this wood. So this wood, I have no idea where you get this wood from. I had some of it in my ME system. I had some of the saplings. I planted them down and grew them, so I must have come across them. So can't help you with that one, I'm afraid. But this wood is unique, because this wood only spawns in ominous woods in the biomes o'plenty biome. Now, the real pain in the rear end comes from a double-pronged sword. You see, this is one of the rarest biomes. It's got a rarity on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being rare and 10 being common. It's number 1. So it's quite rare to find, and there's no like biome finder you can use online to just direct you where it is. You've got to go and explore old school. Someone needs my help. I'll go and help him in a minute. So I had to fly around quite a lot. First of all, I built another portal, and I went about 10,000 blocks out, but I'll explain why I did that before. Then I came back and decided to start exploring out, and you can see like a lot of the map that I've explored. And in the end, I ended up doing like a big loop. I decided to go to 10,000 blocks out manually and sort of make my way around in this like big arch, and I found it right here. I actually went down here, planned to go 10,000 blocks south, got to here, checked the map, and then saw this like black sort of terrain up here, and I'm like, I gotta go check that out. So I came up here and I checked this out. It looks like I complete either there's a broken chunk there, or I just didn't explore that chunk, possibly. So yeah, we got it here. And I'll tell you why this was a real pain, is because when we selected the world type, we selected regular. We didn't select the biomes of plenty world type. So all of these biomes of plenty trees that we've got, they were lost to us. And I did toy around with trying to figure out how to get it in it, but at the time, and this was about 6 months ago, it was beyond my skill level. However, when I built this barracks, partway through building this barracks, I got 2 corrupted chunks. My computer didn't shut down properly. It got shut off when the electric went. We had a power cut, electric went, boom. Ended up with, well, two corrupted chunks here that I found, and there's another one that got corrupted over here. And basically the world just wasn't loading in with these corrupted chunks. Every time the world would load in, anytime you got in line with these corrupted chunks, like if you went into this chunk here, all that would disappear, and the same with that, and it'd be on both the X and the Z, the Z axes. And if you were to happen to accidentally wander into the chunk, it would just completely... Oh, that's my phone going off. Why is that? I tell you, time flies when you play Minecraft. So, yeah, when you'd fly into them, it would just... The PC would just constantly try to load, and it would overload itself. And it just wouldn't work. So I had to download an NBT editor to actually delete those chunks out of the game and force the game to re-render them. Well, not re-render them, regenerate them, should I say. So, yeah. Anyway, using that NBT editor, I was able to change the world type from the vanilla world type that we have to the biomes of plenty one, which means new biomes previously unexplored will be biomes of plenty. But we still got almost all of the vanilla biomes anyway, which is good. And they're all kind of all over the place, so it is pretty good. So yeah, I got them. Now, let's show you this. If we go over here, I swear time today is just getting away from me. It really is. And we go in here. Oh, yeah, I'm going ahead. So this was the sort of palette that I went for. I haven't finished upstairs yet. I've been focusing primarily in the basement. So if we go down here, there's going to be a ladder there. I do have the ladder to put in. So first of all, we've got this big open space. And this is where I'm going to put the power room. This is going to be like the generator room. that's going to have 4 different cables going to these, so we can actually have all 4 running at full efficiency, as opposed to having them not running at efficiency. I've actually got the vibrant capacitor banks on me to make that, but I wanted to bring back and actually give you an update. This is where I've been focusing most of my time. This is the killing chamber. I do have some glass that I want to put on here, which I keep going back to my ME system for, and I always forget it. So got to get the glass there so that the Endermen don't accidentally end up walking out, because they can just walk out here. I don't know if these spikes are going to be able to kill them or not. I have just realized that, like, I did not do in here. But I'll do that when I get upstairs anyway. It's not like a big deal. We can just do that now. This is... No, that's the level that I want it at. Oh. Oh, geez, game. My wife is off exploring, and it keeps really lagging my world. So, yeah, I'll get those in a bit. But yeah, so we've moved the ender stuff over here. I've got 3 XP obelisks now. I didn't know what else to put up here. I did craft up drums and put drums up here, and then I was like, oh, wait, no, this is an XP farm, not the drum. We don't need the essence drums. So I got rid of them. And now we've got these, which these don't actually have anything in it, these ones. But the middle one is the one that we've been putting in. I also found out you could dye the candles purple in these lanterns, which is really good. And if we go back here, you can sort of see how this is. This is basically a maintenance room. It doesn't need to look fancy, and I don't actually have any facades on me to show you. But we got facades running up here and around here. Again, maintenance room. Doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't need to look nice like this one does. But this feels like an Enderman farm. Again, I haven't done the roof in here simply because that's the floor to the upstairs, and I want to wait until I get upstairs and find out where my conduits are going to be running and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to get some more work done, but I want to tell you the small glitch that I keep having. If I put any block like in these two, it starts messing with this chunk here. It starts disappearing. And you move and it moves to like one side and it reappears, but it's just annoying. It's not a thing that's going to corrupt the chunk or out like that. It's just a rendering issue, but it's annoying. So this is here. And like I said, I want to run sewer lines underneath. This is going to be the entrance to the sewer. But yeah, I'm going to get some more work done and I'll bring you on back. Welcome on back, folks. And I've finished the interior. Now, the outside hasn't changed much yet. But as you can see through the windows, you can catch peeks that the inside has actually changed some. But I don't know what I'm going to do on the outside yet to make it blend in a little bit more. I need to have a scratch my head think on that one. But let's go inside and have a look, actually. Just bear with me a minute. Let's turn the music, the volume back up so you guys can actually hear something. So this is the interior. This is a lower floor. The first floor, you can see the Enderman spawning in here. And in there, the Enderman farm is currently turned off while I just re-energize power. This thing uses 60,000 RF per tick. It's more than I was producing. And if we go up here, you guys can see the other Enderman farm. Sometimes the Endermen do get stuck on these stairs here, which is a little bit of a problem. We could do things to probably stop that by using blocks, but I kind of like the... Oh, you can look at Enderman in the face through glass. I didn't know that. But yeah, you can see in there, and we've got these walls here, sort of like sectioning it off. We go up the stairs, even some... Oh, I've completely blocked off the stairs with that one there. So we'll pop that there, I think. Then you can go all the way upstairs, and haven't done anything in the loft yet. I don't know if I want to make like a little living area here or not. I don't know yet, so I'm just going to leave this be until I have an idea for it. To be honest, we're probably never even going to really go in there. So if we go down here, we can go into the basement. You guys saw the basement about halfway through its progression. Like Spike here, I apologize for that. We've got this like ladder here from, oh, what was the mod again? Carpenter's blocks. This is the Carpenter's ladder. I can't go down it with a jetpack on. It just won't let me go down. You have to hold shift to go down the jetpack. And, well, when you're on these ladders, if you hold shift, you don't go down. And if I just stand on the ladders, as you normally would to go down, my jetpack keeps me in the air. So I've made a little hole just outside here that I've been using to get up and down since I put those in. We will be changing out the jetpack for an angel ring soonish. So we won't have that problem forever. But this is now this room that is finished. And the Endermen seem to be stocking up here and not getting killed. This is the first time this has happened. These have been getting killed, no problem. There's a fan there blowing them this way because they keep getting stuck on here. So I may replace these with blocks. I think that might be the... Where did that go? Did I accidentally destroy that and not realize? Or maybe I just didn't place that down. So I'll have to deal with that. But yeah, if we go into here, we've got this here. Behind here, you can see that we've got 4 different wires going from here. Well, conduits. And oh yes, I knew that this was missing because I was doing this. Okay, now let's see if the Enderman farm does keep up with the output. Temporarily, the switch is here. This switch is going to go in the factory. I'm going to run it all underground to the factory. But not just yet. So the Enderman farm seems to be running good. Obviously, as more spawner come down here, it's going to push them over. There we go. Now they're starting to make their way over. But yeah, I am going to replace these out for blocks. Now, you won't hear the Enderman dying or anything because at the minute I've got a muffler block just under... Nope, not there. Is it under... Yeah, here we go, look. Muffler block. So basically, they're not gonna make any noise. I thought it'd be better that way. Just so we didn't have to deal with the Enderman dying all the time. This way it's better. So I am going to replace these with blocks. So I'm going to turn this Enderman farm off so we don't have multiple here. But yeah, so my next port of business is to work on the outside a little bit. Now I'm not going to work around in these blocks here. I'm actually going to work on the building itself. I'm thinking of changing out the dark glass to different glass. I mean, we've got this glass here that doesn't really need to be here because we've got blocks in the way of it. These ones are fine. So yeah, just a little things to mix up the outside a bit. Maybe add some different kind of windows in. I don't know yet. I'm going to work on that. But when I've done that, I'll come back and show you an update. Welcome on back, folks. And I had to change some things in here. First of all, I put the dark glass back. And then I used micro blocks to put window panes here. Enderman just kept phasing through the blocks if they were just 1 block thick. And I didn't want to make them 2 blocks thick. So I just popped this over. It looks a little bit out of place, but it'll do. And I did the same thing up here as well. I also had the exact same issue downstairs. So let's go out here to go down. With the Enderman farms turned off at the minute, by the way. Had the exact same thing with them phasing through here. So I put the dark glass there and then I put this. I did try regular window blocks and they were still phasing through the glass blocks. So I had to do this. This seems to have stopped it. The odd one gets out, but I'll forgive the odd one. Trying to think if there's anything else I did in here. No, I do need to put this strut back though. So we'll go and nip and get those. But I want to show you guys the outside of this house. I did do a lot of changing to it. I wanted to keep the stone brick. I wanted to keep it in theme. And the stone brick is what's going to keep it in theme with the rest of the place because they're all going to have the exact same layout. But I decided to use the same wood that we'd used to bring it up. I thought it'd really look cool on the map of the mob district because this is what this has ultimately become. The mob district looked all cool and janky with all different roofs for the different houses. I think I'm going to get rid of this joining bit here. The more I see it, the more I don't like it. Maybe I'll put one roof there and another roof there on this. I'm thinking that might actually be the better thing to do on that one. But I'm not going to do the factory yet. I'm going to worry about the factory last. But I want each of these to sort of have a symbolic thing of a symbolic colour of the mob that's inside. I think we'll use grey for these, maybe pink and green for this, maybe lime green and red for this, you know, I don't know yet. Each of these houses is going to be done differently, but I'm going to take a break from doing these mob farm houses. I'm going to work on something else in the mob district. I want to get this river sort of put into place more than just having this wonky line going around. I'd like to actually dig it out and have it done properly. I think that's what we'll do in the next episode. We'll work on the river. But I really like the way the Enderman hut turned out. It feels like an Enderman hut. We've got these Ender lilies, which I am down a few. I need to go and find some. But I can do that between episodes. It's not a big deal. Like, we haven't got them here. We got these Enderman heads on each. I didn't have enough Enderman heads to do this, actually. I had to go and get my cleaver and kill some manually. It's been a while since I've had to kill manual mobs. But yeah, put these little awnings on. I kept with a purple and green theme that the Endermen tend to have. The purple is more dominant than the green, but that's just because Endermen are more purple than green. I know that there's some black in the Enderman. There's actually quite a lot of black in the Enderman in the way that they look. But I kind of wanted to go with the unique colours that like highlight them, which is the purple and the green. And I think this looks really good. I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. We've still got the roads to do in here. And I think given the fact that if we look on journey map, this roof is now green. And this is green. I think maybe we won't have grass here. We'll have like dirt and pavement and stuff paved here. Maybe we'll have some grass blotches here and there. But I think the vast majority of this is going to be paved, I think. That's just an idea though. It's not a set in stone yet. I'm still sort of working on it. So yeah, let me go grab a willow tree and finish this on camera. Let's do that to vein. And I want it onto fast. That's it. Go and pop this back. So yeah, I'm really kind of happy with how this Enderman turned out now. It feels more immersive. It feels like we're in an Enderman farm rather than a building, which is what it was before. And that's what I try and teach in this series, is that, you know, sometimes starting off simple, then building on simple is the way to go. It's the way that I like to do things. You know, if you look at these houses, they took me maybe half an hour to put together, half an hour, depending on how quick I worked. And each of them is pretty much the same. They look identical, really, apart from obviously the shape. And I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that they were looking too similar. Yes, we're building a city. Yes, things will look similar in a city. But for the mob district, I thought this actually brings the mob district more to life. It makes it feel like the mob district. And maybe we use a lot of coarse dirt in here as well. And all the different kind of paved dirts and whatnot. We have like it sucked of life. You know, maybe that's something that we do when we come over the river and whatnot. This is sort of like a lot more drained of life because of all the mobs here. Now, we made a mistake in this wall here where it wasn't right. I am going to shuffle this wall along one when I build the wall up properly. And that's because this planter box literally merges with this. I had to take out this bit. This bit comes here. So I'd kind of like to move that back a little bit. And I think that's going to be a lot more interesting. And then that way we can all bring it over one. It means all this is going to move over one. So I don't know exactly how that's going to work out over here. Maybe we have to edit the wall a little bit. But this is why I didn't bring the wall up or even work on the wall remotely till I'd done all of these to make sure that these were right where I wanted them. So yeah, the wall will probably be one of the latter things that I do in this area. When I've got everything else done, I'll bring the wall up last of all probably. Just in case I want to add or subtract different things. But yeah, I really kind of like the way this Enderman hut has turned out. I'm more in love with the inside than the outside. Even though the outside does look cool. And yeah, I could have put a staircase going down underneath this staircase. But I like the idea that we go down to the basement on a like rustic old ladder. And this door is going to be... This door is going to be coloured to go with the theme of the sewer. Not with the theme of this house. So yeah, I think I want to get some Endermen down here, get them in the screenshot. Store. Again, that redstone conduit's going to run to the factory that we've got in this area. There we go. I like that. Cool. And I'm just sort of keeping the Enderman farm from running at the minute. Just because of while I was working on it, all the Endermen kept nicking off with the grass. I changed the game rule to prevent Enderman from doing that. If you don't know what that is, if you type in /game rule and then do is it mob griefing? Yeah, mob griefing, and you set that to false, it'll stop mobs from griefing. It means that the creepers, when they explode, they won't destroy blocks. It also means that Enderman won't pick up grass blocks and walk off with them. So it does kind of come in handy. To be honest, they're just nuisances that was making it difficult to create these things because Endermen keep nicking off with grass, and that's going to always be a problem. This way it stops it. Yeah, there is commands you can use to put like piston arms in their arms and stuff like that. I've seen it down the Minecraft server, but this was a much easier option. And this just prevents mobs from wrecking pretty much anything that we build in it, especially if there's other mobs that do that as well. But yeah, so guys, I think that's going to call it for this episode. So if you've enjoyed the video, please do consider leaving a like. It really helps out the channel. I really do appreciate it. So please do leave that like. And click subscribe if you want to see more from me. Guys, I'm MrKCDavis. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.